back again. Now, as I said, most Warforged are grunts, but not all. So, how about you allow Warforged to have 2 positive stats of +2 and 1 negative stat of, but in anything they want. So you could have some that were -2 in their charisma, because again that makes sense, but they were +2 dex, +2 con. They're the archers. Or say they're +2 charisma, +2 intelligence, but -2 strength. Why? They're the protocol droids. Make them +2 intelligence, +2 wisdom. -2 strength or dexterity. They're the leaders. They're the planners, the plotters. They're the ones that organize what the grunts do. +2 dex, +2 charisma, -2 strength. Make them warlocks. Now, what commander wouldn't want a unit of Warforged who are walking, talking artillery pieces? I think they can fill that role beautifully. Now, in the Monster Manual 3, they have a section on Warforged as monsters, and they give you the option of playing a large one. It's a +4 level adjustment because they've got a +10 strength, a +10 constitution, -6 intelligence, -4 wisdom, and -8 charisma. I really don't think this can be finagled easily to make this really playable. I think it could be done, but I don't really have an interest in this. A large Warforged really isn't what I'm into, but I think it could be done if you wanted to. However, they do have an option here for a Warforged Scout, which are small. That is cool. Very cool. One second, I have to fix something here. And so I like this idea. The only thing is they give them -2, +2 dex, -2 strength, -1, 2 wisdom, and -2 charisma. Too many. I would go +2 dex, +2 con, and -2 charisma for the spouts as the generic small. And if someone wanted to play a small Warforged and use the option where any of their stats could be changed to their liking with 2 positive, 1 negative, I would just let them say it. Let's do it, because there are penalties to being small. Halflings and gnomes have the same issue, so I would just let them have that. You make the adjustments for size. They only have a speed of 20. That's just what the character's got. All right. Now, these are fairly radical changes. I freely admit this, but I think that they make the Warforged playable in a much more interesting character. It makes them versatile. It makes them interesting, and they're still alien. They're still strange. All the non-grunt Warforged are going to be rare. Now, there are other options out here. In the OGL Steampunk, they have things called cogs, which are constructs. Now, the cogs have essentially a level adjustment of 3, because they are this game lets you buy things off with points at the beginning of your creation. You can either spend your 3 points to become a level adjustment balance, or you can buy feats and stat bonuses and things like that. It's a very nice feature. Great book. I've already reviewed this. And I like the way they do it. And when you're creating your cog, your construct, you have the option of making a flesh, wood, or metal. And they have to be powered by a source. They have to be wound up. So you can play a flesh golem, flesh construct, who has the little wind-up thing in his chest, just like the Cronin character from Hellboy. That is so cool. This lets you play Frankenstein's monster, and that is just awesome sauce. And the last option that I can readily think of is Everstone, The Blood Legacy. Also a great review. I've done a great book. I've done a review of this. I love what they've done with 3.5 in this. It's beautifully implemented. I think it's just a work of art. I love the way this game was written. And you can play one of these guys here, and they're designed for war. This particular rule set plays fast and loose with things, so their level adjustments are pretty much tossed out the window. So you have to take that into account. But the entire setting is balanced against this, so within this setting it makes sense, and it's not going to really throw anything off. But you can really much customize your construct in this with built-in weapons and armor and features and things like that. You're very much building a robot that has that just happens to have a sentient mind. These are all good options if you want to play a construct-like character. But I even think if you take my most basic adjustment, which is +2 strength, +2 con, -2 charisma, and give the Warforged some DR against non-lethal attacks, I think you make them more playable and more interesting. I apologize to anyone who I have bored with these videos. I just find the Warforged fascinating. I would really love to get an opportunity to play one. I haven't had a chance. And I would always welcome into my game, and I would allow people to play Warforged with the variant statistics that I have spoken of, or let them play a small one without an issue. So I'm looking forward to anyone who has any thoughts or comments about Warforged. I like this race. I find it interesting, and I like to hear what other people have to say. Thanks.